Oh man, I've spent my day making all kinds of cool Cobalt race variants that aren't terrible. They're fine. I like them. Then I'm gonna do something with the lizard folk, and then I'll be done. I might finally put some characters together. Tomorrow, well, there's a lot going on actually. This song, again, there's a couple of songs that just stick with me. They just leave an impression. Like a big old key getting pushed into a big old wad of clay. Impressions. Petty. Now there's a word I haven't used much. Petty. Yeah. I thought this was kleinzerig. But that's something very different, I assume, if a word at all. Man, that is what that is, isn't it? I've also noticed that I really haven't been, I haven't really focused on explaining what translation tweaks I'm making to make it, you know, pop and work and flow and actually be properly translated. But, I don't know. I just feel like this has been going about the game more. Which is true. The funny thing is, when I think back of the pictures and the experience of playing the game, it's so different from this. There's something humanizing about the game when you're in it. Like, I think that's why my criticism here is so much more scathing. Is that because the pictures are gone, the setting is gone, and it's much more raw text. It's not as good. I think that's what people mean when they say that video games get away with shitty writing. Is there so much more to the experience than just the writing that you kind of do get away with it by cheating like a dirtbag. You heard what I said. You can go fuck yourself, David Cage. You know you wouldn't be a good movie man. Your movies would suck, so you hide in video games where you can get away with your hack writing. You hack! Ugh. The worst part is that guy doesn't seem to be learning a thing. Ugh. Yeah, but Two Souls was just... No. Listen, here's the thing. Even if the writing was good, the game is still fucking garbage. And I understand that there are games where you can have a narrative experience, but... I don't know. It just feels a little bit dishonest in places. Not... Oh, maybe I'm just getting the bad smell in my mouth. Taste in my mouth. Because Fahrenheit just... Ugh. I know. There are people who defend that game. Like, seriously, did you not get to the part where, out of nowhere, a personification made of seemingly antimatter of the internet just shows up and shit starts... Ugh. I understand wanting to go out there and make some pretty out-there writing. Like, I like that stuff. But lead up to it a bit more. Like, your writer should not be that clueless. Your reader! Ah! But yeah, this song. Again, some of the music selection are very strong in this game. The kind of stuff that I'd like to see back. Again, if you make a sequel, one of the things you can do is you can bring back certain motifs and really ingrain them. The problem is that if it's like royalty-free stuff, you're forever attached to a certain stigma, which is not that great. But hey, if you do it, you do it. Because this is good music. Like, this guy knocks him straight out of the park. Ooh. Wait a minute! Wait a minute! You could have met him during this encounter! What? Man, this is one of those points where they should have had more entropy. Ending a few. Yeah, I need to pay attention. I'm just out of it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the rain. Maybe it's the circumstances. I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like video games are happening. Deep in my heart. Don't ask me how that works. But you know, sometimes you have that weird feeling. That weird Machiavellian feeling. You have to wring your hands together. Make some sketchy notes on a piece of paper. Say an ancient spell and bring the demons to hell. That kind of stuff. You know, your average Saturday morning feel. Wink. Yeah. Man, I'm kind of sad that Miles Luigi's done with Paper Mario Pro Mode. Pro Mode was shit. Like, some of the stuff was kind of cool, but on the other hand, it really is just Mario with the numbers cranked up, and it doesn't... Maybe I'm just used to more content-related stuff instead of, like, game mechanic stuff, but whatever. This is a bit different to translate. I hope this works. This might get a second pass. I know you felt lonely, but once I'm gone, you need to control yourself. Change the scenery. I don't think there's a good direct translation for that. Yeah, it's a bit too direct to my taste. It's gonna suck when I'm gonna have to pull this all through the ringer to make sure all the text fits. Video game testing is ass! Because it takes so much time. Yeah, but this kind of implies that Remy has basically been sitting around the city since he was born, which I don't think that's ever specifically elaborated upon. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, for fuck's sake, Remy, you're not that old! You don't have to move out! Yeah, listen. I don't like that feeling. I really, really don't like this feeling. I mean, on one hand, it means you did some good stuff. You wrote a good game, you got the good game elements together. That I listen to a song and instantly relive feelings. But on the other hand, I've been saying this so many times that some people are kind of sick and tired of me repeating it all the time! Video games. I hope this guy knows that there's such a thing as Control F, and that you can then just do replace. I hope he didn't actually copy-paste this by hand. I don't know what the limits of this are, but you can do that. You can do that. Oh yeah, remember this? Remember when we searched for that? I forgot what that was about. What is that about? Where's... What? Where did these come from? Weird. Ah, filters! Ah, you can use regex! I love regex! Ooh, regex. Okay. So when I first learned about regex, I was like, what the hell? And then I found out what regex was, and I was like, what the hell? What the hecky, mofo? This is what regex is. Oh, look at this. Look at this stuff! Oh, it's so cool! It lets you find words! I love words! They're filled with knowledge! Well, they represent knowledge. Look at this! The Boolean OR! Grouping! Ah! I just love a good chuckle. And a good slurp. Who doesn't love a good slurp? Slurp, slurp. So I changed a bit. I don't even know if they're planning to do anything else from you after this stuff. Because it kind of implies, you know, like, once you're done here, are they done with you or whatever? Actually, now that I think about it, it actually makes sense that your character will be held onto despite you not having the greatest degrees. You kind of need diplomacy. I imagine that this was like your... it'd be kind of cool if, like, if you meet up with a dragon who's like, man, I heard that the ambassador who came over, like, apparently they were going to just fucking kill him after the fact, because they were like, this is the last chance of diplomacy. After this, there's nothing left. Holy shit, this is a big deal. Changes up a bit. My attitude towards the people, my task, and the people who send me is very different. A little bit spice, a little bit spice. So, the thing to consider about this is, that's what Reza's doing? Like, we're criticizing Reza, but he's doing exactly this. Oh, heck no. Oh, no. Oh, that's not good. One of my fillings seem to be acting up, because it hurts a bit. Or is that just a random pain? Let's pour some cold water over it. Luckily, I got a dentist appointment coming up. So if there's anything going on, he'll know right away. I already ran out of goddamn insurance for the year. A lot of dental stuff happened. Mostly because I cracked a tooth right open. Ugh. Fair point, Remy Demi. I'll jump out. Again, I'm not feeling 100% lately. It's mostly my hand. Doing a lot of typing today. Had a fun super fight today. Got some very interesting combinations of cards. Man. Let's see a little bit more. This line actually feels very significant. So let's see why it was removed, or if it even works without with the removal. Changes up a bit. If I don't do that, the relationship between our people isn't going to get any better. And that relation is very important for the humanity. That's men's heat, niet men's height. Whoops. Why the hell is that translated to diet? But it was right. Also because you'd run out of clothes eventually. Like, sentences like this just bring back reel in that important bit that's so often overlooked, which is the element of the people back home, the element of you being here under the circumstances under which you are here. Because again, like, the beginning of the game makes it sound like this just kind of happened and everything's honky-dory, and then it's like, no. This game has a lot of plot twists that really don't necessarily do it any good. Ugh. Yeah, but it's not implied that the player character has that kind of authority. Like, Reza isn't gonna make life terrible for those people. If anything, he literally did the opposite by trying to help them out, even with Dragonkind getting screwed over in the process. Like, say what you want, but Reza's not a bad person to leave behind in that situation. And the people in charge clearly have some semblance of, like, either knowledge how to survive or intent to keep people alive. I'm just saying, our character is very, very hard pushing on the angle that A, you are betrayed. Like, this feels and reads so strongly like you are supposed to be betrayed. Reza did send messages through the portal with secret messages hidden inside them. Like, and I don't think it's ever explicitly explained or made concrete across all timelines. Like, yeah, like... Why are you suddenly talking about overthrowing this government? Why is this suddenly on the table? This sentence is a mess. What the fuck is this sentence supposed to mean? I don't have the complete picture, so I can't make the decision. Why is it why is it such a complicated self-question? Ugh. Yeah, but they're not gonna napalm a city district for about this. They didn't blackmail you to come here. You literally wanted to come here. Like, again, the story reads as if you've already actively been betrayed. Ugh. And again, like, Reza, if anything, appears to be... Like, here, Reza appears to be an independent operative who is making decisions that best benefit humanity because he's not interested in pursuing a situation in which he risks Dragonkind being saved. Maybe he made that decision purely knowing that the timelines might get fucked up. Like, again, there's this discrepancy that's never answered. How much further does this go? If I push it, I can finish this next time. Yeah, like, the ease with which your character gets involved in this investigation, never considering this complication, is just hilarious. So much of the story does not feature the kind of internal monologue we need to that's just hush hush. Ugh. I need to vacuum my floor. But the vacuum that's upstairs doesn't work. I think. Last time I tried it didn't work. Ugh. Yeah, but on the same note, I don't think Reza would starve himself to death. I think that if Reza was actually pressured into deciding whether he'd die or voluntarily surrender himself, he's gonna go for the surrender option, if only to talk to you. Like, on one hand, I'm kind of convinced that Izumi has done a huge amount of effort to make sure you never meet or something. Ugh, let's stop. This is just, ugh. Like, this is literally going back to consider the consequences instead of consider the what is right. You're literally double backing on that, saying, I have to do this because it's the right thing, and then you're like, but these are the consequences, and then Remy properly points out, like, it's not really your job, like, you're just recklessly endangering yourself and making the situation needlessly complicated. Ugh. Ugh. Nuance! Why is this so... Like, listen to this guy talk. He's like, oh man, I have to do this. I'm such a shared hero. Like, why is your character such a paragon of justice all of a sudden? Like, suddenly you're like, I have to. There's nothing I can do about this. Like, maybe it's Azumi or something. I don't know. But your character is being remarkably fucking stupid. Being like, I have to. No, you don't! I know that the situation is complicated, but to a small extent, you always have the option. Remy just said you're responsible for your own actions. You have to make your own decisions. This! You can't just claim that you're forced to do something by morality. If morals and ethics are literally the sole driving force behind your actions, not your common sense or your own considerations, then what the fuck are you doing? What the hell are you doing with your life? That's what Emera is. Emera is the accumulation of morals and ethics that have been shoved into her brain space with really no desire to think about them or put them into a new perspective. Ugh. Like, listen to this! I wish I could be so brave as you. Man, over...
Their bravery has nothing to do with us. He must be stopped, one way or another. I know.
Just be careful, alright? Like, god damn it! It's so cliche, stupid talk! I like the Dutch thing. Kost what it cost. Costs what it will cost. Nice way of saying it. What next? Remy's gonna give you a goddamn shawl? Next time, Remy's probably gonna give me a goddamn shawl!
Why wouldn't they at this point?
He's probably gonna put on lipstick again and wave his purse around saying, help, help! Someone grabbed me by the wrist! Oh, mighty hero man, save me! I love it. I just love it. If the only reason your character talks with this, like, this retarded amount of conviction, is to get in Remy's pants. The only reason you're doing this is because you know Remy will suck it up. That'd actually be great. That'd be a great twist. The only reason you're doing this is because, now that's the kind of writing that would come out of nowhere, and I'd be somewhat okay. No, I wouldn't. You can't do that, boy. Boy! Hey, boy! Hey, boy! I'm an American.